it's Ashley from the Candle Collective, and today's video is a dose of my own medicine. I'm bringing you this video today. It is 2024. Let's set the scene. I am knee-deep in Q1, and I am feeling the heat of this year so far. More ways than one. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Ashley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I make videos taking you guys along on this journey with me. And today's video is all about how candle business is just feeling kind of like the woes of an election year, of tax season, of my emotional just like warfare that's constantly going on, and the question marks that I always have that are unanswered that I kind of recycle year over year. But I wanted to bring to you guys 3 things that I am really trying to stay laser focused on myself, in hopes that it might help you guys if you're kind of feeling that like pinch to grow an inch this year. And like that feeling of like, how am I supposed to like pull a rabbit out of a hat, if you will, if that metaphor brings anything to life for you. So first and foremost, let me get a sip of coffee. I'm also noticing that this wardrobe choice isn't doing me any favors, but such is life. Here we are. Setting the scene, it's 2024. I am here. I'm running already rapidly behind on getting videos out to you guys. But I finally had a day in my office and I was like, God, what is just like on my heart? What am I feeling? And while I've had like great strides so far this year, I've also had things that have just been feeling very debilitating. And it's no secret that every time that I feel like I open a Facebook group of candle makers or makers in general, or just Instagram, I see a business closing. I see a business, just reaching out and asking for help. And it is definitely a overall theme that a lot of people are going through, that we're feeling the stress. And I think that it's normal at this time of year, just because we have a blank slate, feel this like need to reinvent ourselves or do something like great to kind of like come off the heels of a holiday season, which is always big and grand. And yeah, so it's just kind of like that theme no matter what. So I wanted to kind of put together things that I am trying to like keep myself like laser focused on. And I always think of the visual of like, if you ever go like bowling and those bumpers are up, like the bumper bowling that kind of just like ricochets you off and resets you back into the lane, just so it doesn't feel so overwhelming that you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you can really like get things done and not feel like everything is collapsing and imploding. Now, I obviously don't know your bottom line and your financials or what your stressors have been, so I could be very much oversimplifying this, and I don't want to come with like this theme of like, it's gonna be okay, when maybe, the ship might be on fire and it might be time to jump. I don't know. I don't know your life. I don't know your business. I don't know your bottom lines, but these are the things that like I personally am doing. And the first thing that I am really, really, really focused on, and stick with me here, is like the thing that they always say in one of my favorite shows, which is Shark Tank. No surprise. They always say, like, when somebody comes into the tank and they're talking about, they have this invention, they have this product, they have this thing, and they're pitching it and they have such enthusiasm, and you just like, you're on board and you love it. But the sharks always say like, look, this is a great product, but I don't see this being a business. Or this is a great product, but I don't see this being a brand. And that's something that I am always thinking about, and that is like seared and tattooed inside my brain, and something that maybe would help you guys as well. Like, yes, I am a candle company, or I am a candle product, but how am I presenting myself as more than just a product? And I think that that helps me with things that I can strategize to kind of bring my self-awareness, like in my community, in my online presence, in my wholesale presence, and all of those things. Like, yes, I have a product, but how am I showing up as more than just that product? And I hope that that is going to be my lifeline in longevity purposes and terms, so that I have more of a steadfast presence and, not an expiration date. So just thinking of that and things that I do and things that I spend time in as I'm mapping out the rest of this year, and as I'm pivoting, because I'll be honest, I've been thrown some really like devastating curveballs so far this year. And I don't mean to take away the credit of things that have been wonderful and glamorous and great. And if you follow us on social media, you're probably like, why are you complaining? You've had some really great opportunities. Yes, I've worked my ass off for some really great opportunities. But there are some things that I have built into my budget that are not panning out this year. And I'll be honest, they are leaving me a little bit scrambled. I am always trying to think of that like reset of like, what am I doing that, of course I'm researching and developing and growing our products, but how am I also evolving and stretching and strategizing to make sure that we are a brand? Point number 2 also goes in line with this. So it's kind of like, that is like the big umbrella, and then what's kind of like trickling down around that is diversifying. So like, how am I diversifying our bottom line? How am I diversifying our products, our presence, our brand, so that if something like this crumbles, like these devastating things that have happened, that I have built my budget around year after year, like if that like leg of my tripod is knocked out from under me, how can I still have 2 other legs that are functioning and bringing in revenue so that I am not just like down and out completely and having to close our doors? Now that is the one that I am kind of stuck on a little bit, because I feel like with my business, I really came hot out of the gate with a very diversified like arm of business in multiple different ways. And so I'm trying to find now more ways, and that's kind of where the rubber meets the road as a small business owner, because we have to wear all of these hats, right? Like, I don't have to tell you guys twice. You're the janitor, you're the accountant, you're the marketing professional, you're the salesperson, you're your own mental health therapist, like you're all of these things. And so for me to then have to like pivot and shift to be this like creative entrepreneur, some days that gift is just not giving. And so I've been really stressed and maxed lately because I feel like I'm kind of not burnt out, but I definitely feel like I'm towing the line of just really tired, really trying to have energy in my home life and my family and like kind of like reset after the holidays. And so for me to have to diversify my business really takes a lot of creative energy and strength and space that I don't necessarily have. So I am really having to be disciplined in trying to find that extra give, and I don't have it. So I'm stressed about that. Full transparency. You can probably read it all over my face. Ugh. Try not to cry. That is the part where I know my business needs the most work for me to be able to diversify our lines of revenue, so that we don't have one of those heart-wrenching posts that is like, help, dear God, help. And I don't want to paint the picture. I am nowhere near that. But I am making this video in case you are watching this and you are in that space, because I feel for you. I have helped businesses that have been in that space before. And it is so testing in every single angle and in every single walk of existence that you have. You know, these businesses are our babies. They are our metaphorical children in just a different way of life. And so if you're feeling that kind of like push-pull of like, the rubber's meeting the road and what do I do? You're probably resonating with this, and that diversification is really where you have to like lay your head at night right now in order to find ways that feel like they still resonate with you, that feel like they still connect with your business, but then also strategically will allow you to pivot and grow and bring in revenue so that you can still do what the pillars of your business are. The last thing that I wanted to like kind of bring is just like a healthy, friendly reminder for you guys, and things that like I am currently living in and breathing in and just existing in right now is everything numbers. And I had the privilege of talking to a group of women a couple weeks ago at like a small business gathering, if you will. And everyone came from a different walk of life or a different maker sense of life. Some owned retail stores, some were makers, some worked with leather, some worked with textiles. Like, it was just a whole gambit of people, all wonderful, and it totally filled my cup. But one of the things that I went in with is really just kind of asking a consensus of like, how many of you know your numbers? And I don't know if it's a stigma around women. I don't know if it's a stigma around the taboo topic around talking financials, or I don't know what it is, but there was kind of like a lot of mixed bag reviews around how much people knew about the hard, cold facts of their numbers. You are feeling this kind of like, where do I go in this year? And, you know, our 5-year plan, our 10-year plan, or our trajectory just as a whole, that is like the root and the foundation of it all. Even if you are just starting a brand new business, this is the beginning foundation of you knowing your numbers, knowing what is the actual best-selling product and why, how much of that percentage of the pie is going to be your best-selling, like, and why. I mean, all down to like dollars and cents makes it make sense, which is absolutely crazy. And I am an analytical person, so it is really nice. Like whenever I just don't simply know, or I feel like I'm kind of like floating in this like world of feelings and attaching meaning to things, and I just don't really know, and I'm spinning on the merry-go-round, the first thing I do is I go to the numbers. And that helps me start to strategize and make a mapping and game plan of like what's next. Those numbers are going to tell me what's not working. They're going to tell me what is working. They're going to tell me from what is working, what maybe I could do more of to make it work even better. It's going to tell me what's not working. Then I can start to attach and draw reasons as towards maybe why it's not working. And then hopefully I could connect dots as towards why it's not working to why it is working for other things, where that misconnection flight is, and then I could hopefully bridge the gap. So this could be, if you are an established business, obviously your P&L. This could be your total sales. This could be where your expenses are. This could be like literally any report. If you have an accountant, or if you are the accountant, any report that you can find where your numbers are coming in and going out, get just muddy in those reports. And then just start to find patterns, start to find reason, start to find an understanding of where it's just bleeding out and where you're just piling it on. Guys, I could clearly talk about this passionately for a while, but I want to keep this video short and sweet, and I want to keep it to the point so that you can extract from it what you feel like resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. And those are the 3 things that I feel like, because y'all know I like to work in threes. Those are the 3 things that I am trying to like constantly just like keep my blinders on and refocus with. I'm definitely knowing my numbers. How can I constantly be diversifying my line? And how can I constantly be working on representing my business as a business and a brand rather than just a solo product? Because I feel like that's going to help me long term. So if you guys felt that this was helpful, please let me know. If you want more videos like this or anything around these topics, please let me know. If you guys find that my style of conversation resonates with you, please subscribe and come along on this journey with me. Guys, thanks so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.